Okay, so this is the video for interpreting real-world linear equations. Hopefully you saw the note sheet that I put up. This is it, and if you can, printed it out and are using it. If not, you should be taking notes some other way in a notebook or whatever. Okay, so before we get started with this, we want to do a quick review of identifying slope and y-intercept. So we're going to fill out this chart, okay? Remember, y equals mx plus b. This is the slope, okay, the m, and the b is the intercept. Okay, so for this one, y equals negative 3x plus 4. Is it in mx plus b form? Yes, it is. So there's nothing to rewrite here. The slope is the negative 3, and the intercept is the 4. Okay, this one, well, what's written differently about this one? It's just written backwards. So we're going to change it to y equals 2x minus 1. Now it's in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So the slope is 2, and the y-intercept is negative 1. Okay, is this one in slope-intercept form? No, it's not. It's written backwards, okay? The part with the x is supposed to come first. All right, so we're going to rewrite this as y equals negative 2x minus 3. What's the slope? That's going to be negative 2. What's the intercept? That's going to be negative 3. Okay. And the last one, well, we need the y to come first, just like this one. So we're going to rewrite this as y equals x minus 9. Okay. Remember, when you just have x there, it's implied that there's a 1 for the coefficient of x, right? Okay, so the slope is the 1, and the y-intercept is the negative 9, okay? So that's just a little bit of review. We're going to need that. Okay, so what we want to move on to is what exactly slope tells us about a line or a graph, and what exactly y-intercept tells you, okay? So our definition of slope is the slope of a line tells you the rate of change, okay? Slope tells you rate of change for the dependent variable, which is y, as the independent variable also changes. Okay, what does that mean? Well, if I draw a graph like this, right? This has a positive slope. That tells me as my independent variable changes, as my independent variable increases, my dependent variable, my y, is also going to increase, okay? So slope is all about change. Slope, change, that's something you need to keep in mind, okay? The y-intercept of a graph tells you the value, the value of the dependent variable, which is the y, when the independent variable, which we know is x, is equal to 0, okay? And we can think of this as the starting value. If I draw this graph, right, I gotta put some numbers on this. Okay, if I draw this graph, the y-intercept you should see is 2, right? That means when x is 0, when the independent variable is 0, the dependent variable, the y, is 2, okay? So again, think of it as the starting value. Slope is change, intercept is starting value, okay? Let's take a look at how we apply this. Okay, so example 1, when returning from vacation, you set the heat in your freezing cold house as high as it can go, according to the following equation: y equals 15 plus 0.4x, where y stands for the temperature, and x is the number of minutes. The number of minutes since you returned home, okay? All right, so we want to know what was the temperature when you returned from vacation. How much does the temperature change every minute, okay? So this first one, what was the temperature when you returned from vacation? Well, remember, x here is the number of minutes since you returned home. So we're going to think of this as your starting value. This is going to involve your y-intercept, all right, because it's talking about starting value. How much does the temperature change every minute? Well, this is the word. We need change. This is going to be slope, okay? So our equation here is y equals 15 plus 0.04x. Well, is that in slope-intercept form? No, it's not. You want to rewrite. Y equals 0.4x plus 15. All right. So first one, what was the temperature when you returned from vacation? That's our starting value. That's our y-intercept. Okay, so that's going to be 15. All right. Hopefully that is Celsius, but not Fahrenheit. There'll be some frozen pipes, right? Okay. And then how much does the temperature change every minute? That's your slope. That's going to be 0.4. All right. So when you get home from vacation, the temperature in your house is 15. Again, you don't want that to be 15 Fahrenheit, right? And every minute after turning up the heat, every minute that you're home, the temperature is going to increase because it's positive slope by 0.4 degrees, okay? So that's how we're going to interpret that equation. Okay, number 2, a sumo wrestler goes on a special diet to gain weight rapidly, according to the equation y equals 80 plus 5.4x, where y is the weight in kilograms and x is the number of months since he started the diet, okay? So, is this in slope-intercept form? No, it's not. Let's rewrite. Y equals 5.4 x plus 80. All right? Each month, how much does the sumo wrestler gain? Well, that's talking about the change, okay? So change is slope. That's going to be the 5.4. So each month, his weight increases by 5.4, not pounds, it tells you kilograms. Okay, so each month the weight gained is 5.4 kilograms. Okay, what does the 80 mean in the context of this problem? Well, the 80 represents the y-intercept. Okay, so what does that tell you? Well, that tells you before, when he started the diet, he weighed 80 kilograms. Okay, that's the y-intercept of the starting value. So when he started, weight was 80 kilograms. Okay? All right, number 3. The amount of money you make from shoveling snow is y equals 12.5x plus 30. Y stands for the money earned, so I'm going to put a $sign above y, and x stands for the hours. Okay? If you don't shovel any snow, how much do you make? Well, is that talking about your change or the starting value? That's talking about the starting value, because if this is telling you that if you shovel 1 hour, you're going to make a certain amount of money, 2 hours, you're going to make a certain amount of money, etc., right? If we were to substitute in here, we'd go 12.5 times 2 plus 30 and get out that you make $50, okay? So this is going to be your starting value. This is going to be your y-intercept, all right? Well, to identify the y-intercept, is this in slope-intercept form? Yes, it is. What's the y-intercept? That is $30, okay? What does the 12.5 mean in the context of the problem? Okay, well, the 12.5, that's your slope, all right? Again, that's talking about the change in the amount of money you make. So what does that mean? Each hour, your amount sorry, not our, each house you shovel, your amount earned increases. Okay, increase because it's positive slope, $12.50. All right. Okay, let's go to the back. Number 4, Tammy's putting money into a checking account. Let Y represent the total amount of money in the account in dollars. Okay, so next to Y, I'm going to put a dollar sign. And X represents number of weeks she's been adding money. Okay. So we have this equation, Y equals 450 plus 50X. All right, is it in slope-intercept form? No, it's not, it's backwards. So we're going to rewrite as Y equals 50X plus 450. Okay. And as you can probably tell, these are what the ALEKS questions look like. The questions above are going to be a little different from the ALEKS questions you're seeing now, but on the performance assessment we're doing in a week or two, you're going to see questions like the ones before this. All right. So it says, note that a change can be increase or decrease. For an increase, use a positive number. For a decrease, use a negative number. Okay, that's just whether you have a positive slope or a negative slope. Okay. What is the change per week in the amount of money in the account? Well, that is slope. Okay. The slope here, now that we have it in slope-intercept form, is the 50. So the change is $50. All right. What is the starting amount of money in the account? That's the y-intercept, which is $450. Okay. Go pause and try number 5. Okay. So number 5, you're going to want to rewrite this in slope-intercept form. We have y equals 20x plus 450. Y stands for amount of money. Okay. And X is also weeks. All right. What is the change per week in the amount of money in the account? That's slope. And the slope of this is $20. Okay. What is the starting amount of money in the account? That's the y-intercept. And that's going to be $450. All right. That takes care of that.